Okay, I've got my drawing up here of this hitch. Now this is where I want to, this is the hitch basically here. And I've already drilled one hole here. And I've got two dimensions. It's 7/8 from this point over here to the hole center. You always measure where the hole center is, your center point. And so also then it's 3/4 of an inch from the hole center to this edge. Now I'm basing everything on this hole. The next one is going to be drilled right here. And I'm working on that right now. And also, I've already drilled another hole over here, which is going to be, has the exact same dimensions as this one. And the tongue understructure is like this. There's a big 1/2 inch thick piece of steel right here, and then a smaller 1/2 inch piece right here. That's why I'm drilling these holes here, and because this 1/2 inch piece is the same thickness as this. And here it shows you those pieces. There's one right here. And these are both 1/2 inch. All right, then I measured also from the top of this 1/2 inch piece down to the bottom of the tongue. It's 3 5/8. And so I want to put a hole right here. And I'm going to have to measure how wide this is right here. So I can figure out where I want this hole on the side. Now if you look over here, you're going to get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Alright, here's this hole. This is the first one I drilled. It's already drilled into the understructure. And then this one is 3 3/4 of an inch. From here to the center of this to the center of this is 3 3/4. And then I measured from this point here to the center, and that's 7/8. Now it's also going to be the true over here. I've already drilled this hole down here, so I got to drill another one up here approximately. Okay, so now what I'm looking at is right here I did some math. We got 3 5/8 over here between the top of this 1/2 inch piece and the bottom of this I-beam or channel. It's actually a channel. What I did was I subtracted the 1/2 inch. That's 3 1/8. All right, so I wrote down 3 1/8 over here, and half of that is 1 1/2 inches plus a 1/16. Well, we have to subtract about 3/16 because that's the thickness of this material right here. That's the thickness of this. Right there. Okay, here is where I measured down 1.5 inches. And I took this punch, made a punch mark as usual, and now I'm ready to drill it. And always have your oil can, like right here. And this is a 1/2 inch bit, by the way. I just put a little drop of oil on it. This is just regular motor oil. You gotta, when you start coming through to the other side, when you're drilling, take it easy, because otherwise you'll bust these cobalt bits. They're kind of fragile. Okay, I took it easy when I got close to the end. Okay, I've put some additional information up here, and right here I've got the dimensions, and I do this the usual way that I do find holes is measure from this area over to the center of the hole. You got 5 3/4, and then from the top of it down to the hole is 1 5/8. Also, I put on here the measurement of this area. This I-beam or a channel is 2 3/8 in the middle here. And so I have to make 2 pieces so that I can place them here. They're angle iron, and then I'll drill a hole that's going to line up with this hole. So we have to do some calculations before we figure out where to do that. So now we're going to have to come over here and cut this off. One of the issues with channel iron is that you're going to have a piece of channel like this, and then when you get to this area here, it's a little bit thicker, and it's also radiused. So this radius means that that area is smaller than this opening here. So I'm going to have to make my piece of angle iron a little bit tapered as it gets toward this area. Another thing is that here's this opening, and this part is going to be flipped around, and so I want to reach into this area over here. I want to be able to reach into this area and hold a nut right there where this piece of angle iron is going to go. I'm probably going to drill it like that and weld it in there, and then this area right here is going to have to be tapered. Now when you have a piece like this, you should check to whether it's square or not. Now, this one is not. And another thing you should check is whether this piece that you're cutting is square. It's not. So I'm going to have the tapered area right here, since this is actually tapered somewhat like this instead of being straight like this. So whenever you have a piece that you're using as a pattern, you take those considerations, take those things into consideration. And also, if you're going to use this as a pattern, you know that if I put this mark over here, it's going to be inaccurate. But it'll at least give me an idea of where I'm at. And so then I have to check this area and see that it's not square either. But it's close. So I'm going to put this up here. Mark it. And then I know that where the mark is, I'm going to have to come over here to this side of it and make my cut. And I should use my square, which I'm going to do. Okay. There it is. I'll make my cut over here on this side of the steel. But I'm going to angle it somewhat because of the problem of which I described about the channel. Now I'm going to have to take my square, take a little bit of the burrs off. Take your file, take some of the burrs off, and then make your square area. Oops. Whenever you make a line, you always decide whether you want to go in the middle of the line, do you want to go to the left of the line or to the right of the line. In this case, I'm going to go slightly to the right. Now the way I marked these was, I took one of these bolts, put it in the hole that was already drilled, right there, and then I marked with this drill where I want the holes at. So then you take this out, take this away, then drill your holes. And put some oil on. Okay, I've got enough bolts in it. There's one here, one there, one there, one over here, and then you can't see it, but there's one on the other side. So 6 bolts, and I think that'll be enough.